Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Batman resin kit. I'm not really sure who sculpted this or who produced it. I think it's Sporting Pool Studios. I'm not really sure, but it is one big kit. As you can pretty much see my arm and hand next to this thing. It's definitely 1/3 scale. He's no joke. A friend of mine wanted me to paint it for him. He said he had it for a long time. So one day he came over, dropped it off, and he says, put it together for me. So pretty much been working on it for a little while. Some things about it here and there I wish were different. It's got a cool style to it, but I think the biggest problem with the kit is putting it together. I got another one of these I'll be doing during the summertime, so what I'll do is I'll do an instruction video on how I attached him at the feet, because a lot of different kits are usually put together to the point where you kind of like attach the leg or the head, the arm, blah blah blah, and it all works out. But this one was cut off at the ankles all the way across, so it was completely cut off going across this way, and then it was cut off going this way. So what you have to do is you have to put him into the ankles, rebuild the ankles, kind of matching the sculpt because it didn't line up correctly. You got to fill in all the cape, then you got to get in there and sand it down, and then you got to attach this cape to it, and then once you attach that cape, you got to attach this head in here. So it's better to actually paint it all up and then put this gargoyle head onto the base after you paint it, because otherwise it'll make it 10 times harder to get into here, and you don't want to do that. So that was a little bit difficult with that. Once I figured all that out and got it done, it came together pretty well. These fins I had to put those in at the end after I painted them all up. I wanted to do something like magnetizing it in and out, but it wasn't working, and I wanted to keep the style, so I didn't rebuild them. So the only really fragile piece on the whole statue is these fins here, in case my friend ever has to pack it up, whether he has to sell the statue down the line, who knows, you never know. We're collectors, sometimes you got to just sell stuff. But what I did is I helped him out and I designed this so it's able to be broken down. So this hand comes separate, but what I did is I magnetized it for him with a metal rod, so that these fins and this you can pack up separately in a base. So it's a little extra step I did for him. So this way it goes in there nice and even, you don't have to worry about it that much. And also the head as well. So the head is separate when you get the kit as well. And the two earpieces come off. Well, they were separate, but what I did is I did a pin in each one of those, and then I seamed it all up and I painted it up. But I did it also to magnetize it. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a notch here, and then a little hole up here, so there's a magnet. So it goes in with the magnet, and it's easier, because if you put the piece together and you're never going to sell it or move it or ship it or whatever you're going to do, you get away with it. But if you ever have to pack something like this up, you really got to be able to break it down. So I took the extra steps for him. And one of the last things is the 6 pouches. I think I got 7 with them. I don't remember, or maybe it was 6, probably 7. But you can't fit all 7 in there, of course. So I picked the 6 that worked out the best, and I attached them in at the end after I painted them up. And then one last thing is it came with the circle symbol of Batman, with the yellow symbol with the bat in the middle. He didn't like that, so what we did is we sanded that out, and then I resculpted this symbol on it. So really cool kit. It is big, no joke. Yeah, it's just one big ass statue. Just nothing else more I could say about it. It seems like the statues I get and everything I get is from people. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting crazy. But like I said, it's a really cool statue. It's got that really cool design to him. Like I said, I'm not a Batman fan. I don't know all the Batman artists out there, but I'm pretty sure it's styled after one specific artist probably. And really cool kit though. I mean, just got to get through the hurdles of just putting it together in certain areas. So the base, pretty much he's standing on the gargoyle, so it's nothing really crazy with the base. I did some brown, some greens in there with dry brushing just to give it a little bit. I didn't want to go too crazy with the base, just give it a little bit of a look. It might be brighter in my camera lights than it actually is. As far as the paint up for him, the gloves, the boots, and the underwear, when my friend sent me the pictures, they were like a grayish blue. More of like a grayish black blue, I guess. So I wanted to follow those colors as much as possible. And then the cowl and the cape were like a jet black. So the black I used on him is kind of like almost like a satiny I guess, black. And it's kind of cool in the light. It gives it like that, it's almost like a leather or a pleather type kind of cape. So, and I didn't add any extra color into the cape because I figured straight black with a little bit of a sheen to it, the color I was working with, came out pretty cool. The face, Garage Kit US colors for the face. I just love their colors. I use all their flesh tone paints all the time. Eyes are just a typical silver eyes just to make him pop a little bit more because he's looking down. You really don't see much of the eyes, but the camera angle is looking up at him at the moment, so you can definitely see the eye color. And then the symbol. Now, the paint up he sent me and the pictures he sent me, I guess they were kind of like, the gray seemed to have like a little bit of a sheen to it. So what I did is I did a mix of white and black, came up with a gray, I added just a tiny bit of blue, not much, just like a drop. And then after that, I misted some metallic gray over the outfit. And I gave it that sheen look to it, so it gives it a little bit more pop. And then I did a lot of blending, and then taking down those blends, adding more blending, taking it down, and ran with it. Now, as far as the kit itself, it was a little messy, I won't lie. There are some areas that you really have to sit in there and clean, a couple pinholes, some areas where a lot of like junk was just sticking out of like extra like resin and stuff, so I had to sand all that down, cleaned it up as much as I could. And once you get him onto the base and the cape, that's pretty much the biggest hurdle. But I just took the extra steps with the magnets. And but if you do find this kit, or you have one, you're going to work on one, or you think you might find one and then work on it, like I said, I'm going to do a video in the summertime when I'm ready to do the other one. But your best bet is attaching the legs with the ankles to the base first. Get that done. Seam up the ankle, seam up the cape, all that, and then put the cape on here after that, and then you can seam that up, paint them, and then attach the head after you're done painting, and then do any touch-ups around there. Because if you attach this piece and then try to paint in here with an airbrush, you get all the dust coming out, you get a lot of dust going around, it doesn't work out too well. So you got to kind of plan all that out and just work on it. Yeah, so, you know, as far as the gloves in here, I rebuilt this a little bit too. I added extra magic sculpt around it, and I sanded it down, and I worked out the angles of the little hoops, curves a little bit more, because the one that came with it was very flimsy, and to try to sit there and sand it, I felt like it was going to snap it, so I figured let me thicken it up and then do it, because I just didn't want to snap and have to rebuild it from scratch and all that. Yeah, so, you know, the belt buckles are just you know, really dirty yellow. I wanted to keep it very muted yellow. I didn't want to do bright yellow. I tried to give it a little bit of like a leathery yellow too, so I used a different type of paint. Instead of making it look flat, it gives a little bit of a sheen, so it's kind of like a leather yellow too. Belt buckles, just gold, and there you go. So that is a Batman kit. Like I said, I wish I had more information on it, but I don't. But he is huge, definitely a 1/6 scale. Maybe in the comments you guys have some more info on it. Go ahead and post it. Maybe if you know the style of the Batman too, maybe you know a couple of comics, let me know. Maybe, hopefully, you know, my friend told me the colors he likes and what he wants, so even if it's not following exactly like the artwork, it's just what he wants, and that's why I like the hobby. It's always what you like, what you want, and what you want on your shelf. It doesn't mean you have to follow exactly what's in the comic, what's in the movie, or what's what. It just, you do what you want to do. That's the fun thing about doing this hobby and just giving people the grail. So hopefully you liked the way he came out. It was a lot of fun. And we'll see you next time. And be sure to check out in the summertime, hopefully when I get the video up, when I work on the other ones, give you guys an idea of how he's all broken down. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.